In the past 4 years, I have worked out a scheme of actions for myself that I need to perform if I don't want to lose, but rather make good gains in crypto. Oddly enough, they are all surprisingly simple, but the simplicity is what makes the possible mistakes difficult to avoid. Today we're going to talk about these mistakes lots of people make, which harm their earnings in crypto. Hey, my name is Nick, you're watching the Cryptos channel, and today's topic of the video is 4 mistakes you should avoid in crypto. I'm in crypto since about 4 to 5 years, and if I didn't make these mistakes from the beginning, my deposit will be like 10 times larger than what I have right now. So today I'll share with you what I came up with during this point of time and basically me doing crypto. The first mistake, and the most significant one in my opinion, is not reflecting on your own actions or strategies and basically just being honest with yourself, and you'll get my point in just about a minute. The way I see it, the best way to learn and grow and take effective actions is by acknowledging what you did right or wrong from your own point of view. The point is, everyone thinks in like a different way from all the other people and makes his own trades based on what they think is right or wrong in their view of the current market situation or the world right now. And this is why some people might lose the same trade in the same trade where, for example, I gain or usually gain, and vice versa. I can screw up everything in a trade where smarter people get their profits, but I take losses. The thing is, you shouldn't try to copy other people's trading strategies because you can't see inside their head, you don't know what they're doing, thinking about, so if something on the market changes, they would probably act in a different way than you would, and you wouldn't completely understand why they might have acted in such a way, and where they will earn, you might lose. So you need your own personal game plan or trading strategy that you know and understand from the inside out, even if you think that there are also many better strategies which work for the other people, maybe financially better than yours. All that matters is that what works for you best, not comparing what other people are doing or how much they're earning. Start with smaller things, get smaller earnings, and then work your own way up and understanding what's good or bad for you from basically low returns working towards higher ones. This means if you want to work out a successful investment strategy for yourself, you should analyze your behavior, your own one, retrospectively, not going into other people's heads and trying to guess what and why they're doing certain things, because this doesn't affect you in no single way. This means do some mental work towards correcting your own mistakes, which will allow you to see a little by little what you did actually wrong and how to avoid the same mistakes in the future. Basically, find the patterns in your own behavior that made you lose on some actions in your investments and the reason why it happened and why you took such decisions. So lots of things said, but how do you actually put this into practice? Well, it's quite simple and easy. Get yourself a copybook or use your laptop if you want to, and make basically a table. In one column, put down all the financial actions that you take or just took, like buying a certain coin or NFT. Next, in the other column, write down your goals on that action. So you basically understand why you're doing this action and what you're expecting from this investment. Like most simple one, I buy this in NFT because I expect it to grow to such and such a price, for example. The next column should be titled with possible negative scenarios and outcomes, basically what would happen and how would you react if the price wouldn't grow but rather falls, so if anything that happens works against you. And the fourth and last column should be dedicated to what are you feeling in that point of time. So why are you buying this NFT or why are you buying this coin? Are you feeling greedy, or are you having the feeling of that you will miss something out if you don't buy this coin or NFT right now because you think that it might grow like an hour later? So just note and write all these things down. Of course, this won't bring you immediate better financial results. It's not like you get some insight from writing anything down just one time, but nothing brings immediate results from all these good things in our lives. I'm just not talking about crypto, but in life in general. So you need this in order to figure out your own thinking process and the reasons upon acting, basically to see why you made a decision in the current market situation and what were the reasons inside your head, as emotionally, so also maybe analytically. And trying just to remember things is also no good, because your brain has this funny thing that tends to distort facts in order to calm you down, making you feel important and believe that nothing is your fault and it's just the circumstances that acted bad upon you. So basically the market situation didn't work out or the manipulator jacked you, everything would be good if not this one thing that I was actually not responsible kind of this one thing. So basically blaming everything on that it's not your own fault, but certain circumstances that acted upon basically your decision failing. So write things down the way they are, basically be truly and honest with yourself, And don't lie to yourself, because you can't expect really the world to change in your favor and your good. So try changing, or better say improving yourself to the conditions around you. And in order to do this, you need to understand why you act the way you act. But that's only half the work done. Next, once you want to exit the trade, sell your NFT or a coin, for example, make the notes again on why you're doing so. Basically, what do you want to get or avoid when selling an asset, and what do you feel at the moment? For example, are you panic selling because the asset dropped in price like 3 times in the last 24 hours? Or are you selling because the asset grew in price and you think it won't grow further and it's a good time to exit right now? Just write the way it is, because there's no reason lying to yourself. Nobody will read it. Then work over your mistakes. So basically revise your notes on the current trading situation and try to figure out what you did wrong, or maybe what you did good. So what exactly brought profit or loss in that trading situation, considering the emotional and analytical facts that you maybe came up with. Might it be the greed took over you and you did not take your profits in time when the market was up, because you were hoping it will be going up even further? Or maybe the opposite, you were doing everything right and thanks to that you sold higher than you bought, maybe even not selling the asset at the highest price, which is also okay, but because you still made your gains. So in the second case, it's already a good job. You have done good things, well done. You can pat yourself on the back and be proud of yourself because you made profits. And next step is to see how you could have made these profits even bigger. Maybe working in like sort of a staircase, where the asset rises, you sell a little bit off, then you sell more and more and more, and so on until it starts falling again. So to finalize, just assess everything you do to make yourself better. Don't hope on the circumstances to change, because the circumstances are there to basically take from you. Try to take from the circumstances. And you've got actually all the answers in your head. You just need to recognize them and be honest with yourself. So don't look to find the answers in other people's heads, because they're not a reliable source of information. I mean, these stupid trading signals, yeah, let's pump this coin, and all this other stuff you maybe see on YouTube. And yeah, just basically use your own thoughts and see what works for you and what doesn't. And yes, it does take some time, but this way you will only operate with facts and the truth which really works for you. Well, at this point we could actually end this video, because all the other mistakes stem from the first one, from the one we just discussed, but let me elaborate on them anyway. So mistake number 2 is not diversifying your assets or your portfolio wide enough. So don't bet everything basically in one single coin or trade. It's true for both coins that you invest in and stable coins where you store the basically dollars, bucks you've got for further investments. For this, there are actually a number of reasons, not just scams from a single coin. Like for example, first, there's the risk of a coin dropping to zero, with its value going down to zero, where you lose, of course, everything. It's possible for one asset always, but it's quite unlikely that all the coins will turn out to be a scam. So if you only invest in one coin and then it turns out to be a scam, it will hurt you a lot, as mentally, so financially. So spread out your investments between different fundamental assets, but that's actually not all, not just the risk of scam. Another reason, actually the better one, is that by owning multiple coins, you get the advantage of hedging out and trading these coins to each other in order to increase their quantity, the quantity of your coins. And the more coins you've got, the higher then they rise to the dollar, the more you can fix your profits. And as a rule, when the market drops, most altcoins also go down together with Bitcoins, because Bitcoin is kind of this indicator of the market. But there are always some expectations, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different coins, and some coins either grow when the market is falling, or they at least stay on the same level even during the bear market, at least for some periods of time. This can be used to trade an asset that has grown, or at least has the same price in the time where other coins went down, and basically you can reallocate your assets. For example, you just sell one coin that didn't drop in price and trade it for the other coins that significantly dropped in price, like maybe it has fallen 2 or 3 times, and basically that way you've just made yourself 3 times more coins that you could have purchased just before. And yeah, of course, you can then repeat this action into the other direction lately, just increasing the volume and the amount of the coins you have. And as an example, during the last crash, so in 2022, when we're making this video right now, it's the summer now, let's take the TRX coin, whose value remained unchanged almost or significantly when the market dumped. Bitcoin dumped, Ethereum dumped, Cardano dumped, what else? Or everything except TRX mainly. So I had some Tron on my my cold wallet, and I spent it on buying some other altcoins that went down in price, not even using my stable coins, because I just hedged my assets. So basically, this is also a really good thing you could do. As for stablecoins, you just have the risk of a stablecoin scamming or depegging from the US dollar. An obvious example is UST. You don't need to search for further ones, but there are dozens of examples of stablecoins that weren't as big as UST or maybe USDC, but a lot of altcoins depegged that never returned to the $1 peg. So I keep my altcoins in USDT, USDC, and BUSD. So basically in 3 different stablecoins. I said altcoins, I meant stablecoins, of course. I've got like 60% of my stablecoin assets in USDC, 20% in BUSD, and another 20% in USDT. Maybe for someone it will be reasonable to make 33, or adding an extra stablecoin just to make 25. I don't think we need to elaborate on this, why I'm doing so, why I'm spreading out my stablecoins into different ones, but to keep it short, imagine a situation where the market is down, where it drops dramatically, and you're prepared to buy, but your dollars were all in one stablecoin and it depegged from its value, no matter permanently or just for the point of time where the market is down. It will be terrible. And such things, just look at the history of different altcoins, stablecoins. They happened a lot of times in crypto, like literally dozens of times. It was mostly not big stablecoins, but they had still a volume of multiple $100 million. The third point has something to do with diversifying too, namely the risk of keeping all the value in the digital form, namely in crypto. Try to avoid that and convert some portion of your profits that you actually took in crypto into some actual either paper money or some real world things. The thing is that while you're having your assets on your screen, on the blockchain, or the internet, it doesn't matter. Their real world value is equal to 0. So no matter how much gains you've actually made, if you didn't take anything out of the blockchain, if it's nothing you can really touch or feel in the real world, its value is actually 0. So it's not there, it's there just on paper. So take some of your profits, turn it into actual physical things. Like, for example, buy yourself something, like go on an awesome trip to a cool or on a vacation to a really cool place you've always dreamed about. This will be a really cool experience. Or get yourself a house, an apartment, I don't know, a car, invest in your education, and so on. The main point is that you should spend a part of the earnings or profits you've made to grant yourself better living conditions or gain some educational advantage that you can always store in your head, no matter if something physical will be gone. So I'm not saying you should spend your last dollar or buy something you cannot afford yourself to buy right now, but spend a part of your profits to treat yourself rather than it will be just gone for some reasons. Well, it's here on blockchain, because a lot of things can happen on the blockchain, even though it's widely spread and decentralized and stuff like this. So not doing so means that you're having a 0 result from your work, from all the profits you've done, because the numbers on your screen, they don't actually affect your life. Your earnings, they must change your surroundings to the better, not just be there for the case of the numbers, because the numbers without using them are worthless. It's like unrealized potential. Next, a very important lesson that I've learned for myself, and I wish I really should have learned earlier, because I see this still right now in some projects, is that you shouldn't fall in love with a project or coin, let alone believe or have faith in their basically fancy future. In the world of crypto, faith can kill your deposit. Unfortunately, I still catch myself making this mistake, but much less often than I did before. So I'm working for myself also bit by bit on this part. Faith is what doesn't allow you to take the profit at the right time or at the right moment, and what makes you buying an asset while it's plummeting down and maybe it doesn't have even the chance to recover. And sometimes even for an unreasonable amount of money that from the side of risk management, you're not able to afford to lose. A prime example for me personally is STEPN. Maybe you've heard of it. At the highest point, my NFTs were worth about $40,000, and I had all chances to basically take my profits and go out of the app. But because of my greed and trust and faith in the project, I ignored the fact that it wouldn't last or live forever the way it does right now. So I didn't exit STEPN while the time was the most right. And now my stickers cost around $4,000 or maybe $5,000, so literally 10 10 times less. Honestly, I wasn't too frustrated because I didn't invest from the beginning on more than I was ready to lose. About $5,000 I've invested into STEPN, so these are the $5 that turns into 40k, and then they're back to what I've actually invested. And moreover, I got a lot of my investments back. I mean, multiple times the investment I've put into STEPN back, because I always converted 80% of what I was earning by walking into stable coins at the market price. I wasn't waiting for higher prices, so I was basically exchanging the GST for when it was $2, when it was $3, then $4, $6, $8, and then gradually when it was falling, I wasn't waiting until it would go back to 8 again. I was just selling for 4, for 3, for 2, for $1, and now for 20 cents. And yeah, this way I made a lot of my returns back, but of course I could have gotten more. Nevertheless, despite me actually not losing anything, obviously I've made really good returns with STEPN, but basically I wasn't able to go out at the best time, which is okay. That was a really valuable lesson for me, because now I realize that I could have gotten much more out of it, and I'll try not to make this mistake in the future again. And that lesson came in really handy when I've gotten into Volca and the other move to earn project, when I bought NFTs for 1 Solana and sold them like in about a month for 20 Solana. And right at the good time when I was feeling that, yeah, this is like kind of the top where it would go, and now they are worth like 2 to 3 times less for what I've sold now. Here's a little tip that really helped me. In order to stop blindly believing and trusting and having faith in projects, you need to understand that every project that lets you earn some profit only does so to eventually take more than it actually gave you. And there's no charity in crypto, so if you have the chance to earn and exit, use the chance, earn, and exit. After all the main purpose of any project is to make its founders richer, not its users. For everyone, their own life is the priority. So basically, if you've got the chance to earn, and then go move on to the next projects. And I, after such experience with STEPN for myself, do this with even more determination from now on. Okay, so let's sum up the top 4 mistakes of my personal list and just look again at how to go about them or around them. First and foremost, analyze your own actions and decisions as emotional, so your analytics in your head, and learn from your mistakes, which are absolutely normal for every living being. Everybody makes mistakes. That's the way you that's the way you learn, sorry. And by learning, you can earn. And don't blame others on your mistakes, but focus on what you did wrong, at what you could improve in these circumstances better the next time. Second, diversify your assets, both in coins that you're using for investments, so in stable coins. Don't put all your eggs in one basket or it might break. Third, withdraw a part of your profits and spend it on real life things. Invest in yourself and in your environment. That's the important thing, what you need to do. That's what profits are there for. It's no use keeping basically tons of money for a rainy day, because your income must improve your life one way or the other. Basically, you just must feel that your life got better with the money you've just earned, and if it doesn't make any difference, then maybe something's wrong there. And finally, don't get overly attached to a different project, no matter how fantastic or world life-changing their idea is. Just grab your gains and then leave. Don't try to take on more than you can carry with yourself, and hunt for the best possible entry and exit points, because these are just numbers shown by the graphs, and not everybody can use the best entry point and the best exit point. And yeah, basically, faith is the #1 deposit killer, so don't trust and believe in different projects, just believe in what you're seeing on the screen right now. You've got the opportunity to take profits, take them. Well, and that's it for today's video, and some might have recognized yourself or themselves in this video, or you might find yourself in these shoes just a little bit later. And the veterans of the market of crypto are probably just like smiling right now in this video, and with some nostalgia, as it was just their past experience. In any case, I hope you found this video useful, informative, and interesting, and the main thing, that it was helpful for you. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next videos. So have an awesome day, have an awesome week, and bye bye.